evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, we speak with Alan Lindley about COVID-19 vaccinations in Coffee County. January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and Tennessee's Commission on Children and Youth has released the county's profiles of child well-being in Tennessee. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. On Tuesday, News Leader's Philip Scoggins spoke with Alan Lindley, Director of Coffee County Emergency Management and Homeland Security, about COVID-19 vaccinations rollouts in Coffee County.
I'm speaking today with Alan Lindley with Coffee County Emergency Management Department. And Alan, so the buck stops with you on COVID vaccination at this point, doesn't it?
Well, it's actually the health department that's in charge of the vaccinations. We're helping them with logistics, and we've been working with them since March on the response phase of this, and now we've moved into the vaccination phase. And there's been quite a few hiccups initially, but
well, you've never done.
Hopefully, we've got that system streamlined now. So,
well, you've never done this before, so we can cut you a little slack on that.
Longest disaster I've ever worked.
I believe you. I believe you. So, how many vaccinations are we expecting to get in, and what kind of timeline do you think for Coffee?
So I do know that some vaccines arrived today. We had a very limited supply last week. I'm not sure the exact number we've got this week. What they've done the last 2 weeks is they really focused on our long-term care facilities, our nursing homes, assisted livings, things like that. So a lot of our vaccinations or vaccines have gone to those facilities to vaccinate our elderly and some of our healthcare workers that work there. I do know they're going to be open for vaccination tomorrow by appointment only. The state launched a new online portal yesterday morning. We shared it on Facebook and with the media. And before I got on here with you, we had 1,400 people that had signed up since yesterday morning for vaccine. I do know we didn't get that much. I'm pretty sure we didn't get that much vaccine.
But there's 1,400 people. Do all of those people qualify under this current phase of vaccinations, do you think?
And I'm not sure because we're not privy to that data. When somebody signs up, the health department they'll either send them a text, an email, or give them a call if they don't have text or email. And make sure that they are in the correct phase and everything lines up. At that point, you'll be given an appointment time, and then you can go for your vaccination. So currently, as of today, they're vaccinating first responders, healthcare workers, and 75 and older currently. They hope to expand that out, but it's probably going to be at least another 2 weeks before they drop the age some more.
Yeah, I saw something about a recommendation of dropping to 65 and older. I was going to ask if that is that a state decision at this point, or is that a county decision?
It is. It's a state decision because the Department of Health is with the state. They've pretty well been kind of calling all the shots as far as when they open up the different levels, and that's coming straight from the governor's office. So we're relying on them to. It depends on where he says we need to be. Now, once we feel like we've got the majority of the folks that are currently opened up vaccinated, then we can step it down. So, and folks can go to the Tennessee Department of Health's website and determine whether they're eligible in the current phase or not.
We'll provide a link on our Facebook page for that.
Good.
And so in addition to the online portal for signing up, can people also, if they're not internet savvy, can they talk to the health department, or do they have to go through the online portal to get a reservation?
So we had a call with our regional office this morning, and they are recommending that people do the online portal. But there's a lot of folks in the current age group that just don't do online, So there is a 1-800 number or a 931 number they can call. I'm not sure of that off the top of my head, but I'll get that for you so you can put it up.
Okay, we'll put that on the screen there for you.
And for those people that are not tech savvy, they can give them a call and they'll walk them through the process.
Okay.
And we'll be right back in a moment with the second half of Alan Lindley's interview after these messages.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. We now continue with our interview with Alan Lindley about the COVID-19 vaccine in Coffee County, starting with which vaccine residents will receive.
Now, do you know if Coffee County is receiving the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine?
So the health department is receiving the Moderna vaccine. That's what they've been given. And it's mainly because of the logistics of the Pfizer has to be kept at a super cold temperature until it's ready to be used. So because we're doing it at the fairgrounds here in Coffee County, there's no way we could logistically handle it on a daily basis. So Moderna is what we're getting.
Okay. And can you tell us how many people have been vaccinated in Coffee County so far?
I do not offhand know that number. The last time I looked, it was somewhere around pretty close to 1,000, maybe a little more right now. Most of those are first responders, healthcare workers, and like I said, long-term care facilities and folks like that.
Okay. And I heard that the pharmacies were helping with vaccination at the long-term care. Did that happen, or do they have nurses out at the facilities and doctors that are doing that?
So my understanding is the Walgreens and the CVS pharmacies have contracted with the state to the state ships the vaccine to them, and then the long-term care facilities gets it from them. And I'm sure they're probably helping them administer the vaccine as well.
Okay. Well, can you tell us what people can expect when they drive up to they've gotten their appointment to get vaccination, and they drive out to the Coffee County Fairgrounds to get their vaccine?
Okay, sure. So if you sign up online, there's a couple of different documents that you can actually download and print if you want to. and you can have those, and that's basically just a little questionnaire. Have you been sick in the last 2 weeks? Do you have any of these symptoms, whatever? And then basically an information sheet saying, if you've had COVID within the last 90 days, it's recommended that you don't take the shot, just because we do have a limited number, and a lot of folks that have had it in the last 90 days have the antibodies currently. But if not, they will hand you those 2 sheets of paper, and you just fill out the questionnaire. By the time you get through the line, it's basically just have your arm ready, and literally takes a minute to administer the vaccine. Now, they are recommending that especially the first round, because this is a new vaccine, so they're not sure how it will react to everybody. The flu vaccine we've all had, but this one is a little different. So they are recommending that you stay on the grounds for 30 minutes, and they have healthcare providers out there to kind of monitor everybody, just in case you have any allergic reactions or anything to whatever's in the vaccine. But I can tell you, I got mine on the 17th, I believe it was, and I had a sore arm the next day. After that, I was as normal as I ever was.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. And can you tell me a little bit about how the hospitals in the county are doing treating people with COVID? We hear that hospitals around Tennessee are getting full.
So I don't know. There's been some mixed talk about that, Philip. I'm not so sure that it's the hospitals are getting more full than they normally are, or it's that staff is getting sick, and so therefore they don't have as much staff as they normally have. I've talked to both hospitals here, and they're in pretty good shape. They're treating it just like any other hospital. Really, it's a standard treatment for COVID. It's kind of like the flu, I think, as far as the way they treat it. Now, it does have some respiratory issues that could potentially come with it. And those folks with other medical problems tend to not fare as well as the younger folks, or folks with no medical problems. So.
Okay. Well, how is our EMA department doing with all this faring?
We're holding up. Our folks have been working since March.
I know.
I think March the 19th, I think, is when we activated our operations center here. And so we've been working daily with our local partners in trying to help protect and secure our citizens here in the county. Okay.
All right. Well, that's. I'll let you get back to work now, and I appreciate you taking some time to talk to us and let the people know what's going on.
Absolutely. Thank you.
More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the Tennessee Secretary of State are both working to protect victims of human trafficking. Reports of human trafficking have increased across the state over the last several years. According to the TBI data, The Tennessee Human Trafficking Hotline received 456 calls in 2018, 726 calls in 2019, and 898 calls in 2020. The Secretary of State's office launched the Safe at Home Address Confidentiality Program in 2019, which aims to protect victims' contact information so their abusers cannot easily find them. The program is open to all victims of domestic abuse, stalking, human trafficking, rape, sexual battery, or any other sexual offense. Once a victim has been approved to participate in the program, they will be provided with a substitute address. The program participants will be able to use the substitute address as their official mailing address for all state and local government purposes and for their children, including public school or public benefits enrollment, with only a few exceptions. By doing so, the participants' confidential address will not appear in public records relating to either themselves or their children. Secretary of State Trey Hargett said, quote, "Protecting your address is a critical step for individuals or families to take to help protect themselves from becoming victims again. This free program is available for Tennesseans of any age or gender who've been a victim of stalking, human trafficking, domestic abuse, or any sexual offense," end quote. In addition, TBI launched the It Has to Stop website to offer help and resources to victims. The agency said it believes the increased human trafficking reports stem from increased awareness about the problem and the warning signs. TBI has also posted several informational videos with Special Agent Jeremy Lofquist on its Twitter page. In the following video clips, Jeremy Lofquist addresses human trafficking in Tennessee.
When one hears trafficking, a lot of times you think being abducted out of the parking lot in a big white van and sold to some sex trafficking ring overseas somewhere. That does happen, but it's a very, very, very small percentage. It's usually in a hotel or a motel, or sometimes it's out of their own home. It could be something that's more family oriented. A lot of times it's early grooming from people they know or may not know, but early grooming, then a introduction into some sort of drug or something like heroin, a lot of times, that is used to then control a lot of the actions of that child. And we're talking possibly 10 to 15 years old when they're starting this, and just starting to live a life of living out of a bag, eating nothing but fast food, potentially having sex with 10, 12 people a day for 5, 6, sometimes even 7 days a week, and not knowing where they're at, not knowing what city they're in, not knowing how they're getting to the next place. They just are being told and controlled in every facet of their life. Victims can come from anywhere, any socioeconomic level, mainly because the perpetrators will be the master manipulator. They will be the person that your child might gravitate to through social media, through gaming chats, through any of that type of thing, that then traffickers look at and start pinpointing very specific things. Oh, your mom didn't give you that brand new Xbox for Christmas, so I can provide that to you. Or it can be as simple as providing transportation to and from a favorite activity or anything along those lines, but they just plant a seed early on and have learned to manipulate that and manipulate a child's psyche to distance from parents and those that care about them into thinking this is the only person that cares and loves for you. It's a horrible lifestyle for someone to be forced into. And I think keeping that in mind and realizing that if you have some problem, that as a male, that whether that be you have a problem at home and you think going to find an escort or something like that online is going to solve, it's not. And more than likely the police might be involved. So I think really just keeping that kind of human viewpoint and having a self-awareness that if you need help, seek it out, whether that be through your church, through a community group, through a counselor, whatever, before getting online and trying to solicit sex from especially a minor, let alone anyone. It kind of blows my mind, to be honest. And we see everybody from CEOs to migrant workers show up when we do our proactive operations. And just the thought that these people are coming for a child, knowing they're a child, to have sex with them, and knowing that you're one of the multitudes of men that this child has potentially had sex with that day, that week, that month, and not caring. They're seeing this victim as an object to be used, to be bought, to be used, and then discarded as they walk out the room. There's no humanity to it at all.
Anyone who has information on tips on human trafficking is asked to call the Tennessee Human Trafficking Hotline at 855-55-TNHTH. We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. Tennessee's Commission on Children and Youth has released its county profiles of child well-being in Tennessee for the year 2020, and Coffee County is ranked 51st out of the 95 counties in Tennessee, putting us 5 over the line in the bottom half of Tennessee counties in child well-being. Some of the county's positive rankings include a high median household income and a relatively low rate of school suspensions. But Coffee County has a 25.1% of children living in poverty, which ranks 56th out of Tennessee's counties. Tennessee has an average of 1 in 5 children living in poverty. The lowest percentage is Williamson County at 3.6%, and the highest percentage is Lake County with 41.2%. The county's biggest challenges are its above average rate of children born at low birth weights, that's at 9.4%, and its relatively low high school graduation rate at 90.1%, which ranks the county at 82nd place. Additional strengths include below average rates of children lacking health insurance and of school suspensions. Additional opportunities for improvement include an above average percentage of children living in poverty and a low rate of 3rd to 8th grade students rated significantly proficient in math on the TN Ready test. Many suggested improvement policies have multiple models for delivery, including public-private partnerships and nonprofit leadership. Some of the problem areas with suggested solutions include low birth weight, which is a persistent and difficult problem, but improving can occur when care is made available for chronic physical and mental health and substance abuse conditions for women of childbearing age, especially in smoking during pregnancy, which Coffee County scored nearly 2 times the state's average. To help with graduation rates, high school students should be made aware of the community college and technical school benefits available to them through the Tennessee Promise program. The high rate of child poverty can be helped by improving outreach to those who may qualify to receive SNAP and WIC benefits to be sure they are aware of these services and which can ensure basic needs are met. Additionally, nutrition programs that provide Food for school-aged children to take home can contribute to food security. Expanding services through family resource centers can also help reach those vulnerable populations. Expanding pre-K access and increasing STEM opportunities in elementary and middle school can help improve 3rd to 8th grade math proficiency. All of these goals are achievable, and our children's health and welfare relies upon it. The data was compiled by the Tennessee Commission on Children and Youth, whose mission is to lead systems improvements for all children and families through data-driven advocacy, education, and collaboration in the state of Tennessee. Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party, but things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her. And now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gotta be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1907 at 73 degrees. The record low was in 1963 at 0 degrees. Average high on this day is 47, and the average low is 28. Cloudy weather in the forecast tonight with a slight chance of rain. Our low is expected to be 33. Mostly sunny weather in the forecast for Friday with a high of 45 and a low of 29. Mostly cloudy weather expected on Saturday with a high of 38 and a low of 28. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.